Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your daily transfer installment. Let's take a look at what we will be discussing today. Let's have a look on the screen. Donnarumma to leave PSG this summer, or at least next summer, definitely. Can United jump on that deal, or will Chelsea steal it from us? Man United splash cash on the credit facility. Everyone's been wondering how we've been spending money. Laurie Whitwell has given us some details about that. Benjamin Sesko's first interview as well. There's a couple of interesting quotes about his playing style and who he looks up to. And also Harry Maguire has opened up in a recent interview with Rio Ferdinand. So we'll pick up the quotes from that as well. Sam is alongside me. How are we doing, Sam?
Yeah, not too bad. Monday is always a long day, a tired one. But I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Are you a believer in the Donnarummas?
That's very good. Very, very good. Am I a believer in the Donnarumma? I think it's definitely an opportunity. Yeah. Let's read out the report and then we'll dive into the specifics because I think it's really interesting this. So Fabrizio Romano has said Gigio Donnarumma will leave Paris Saint-Germain for sure. Most likely this or eventually next summer. The relationship is completely broken after club decide to exclude Gigio from the squad for the Super Cup. Understand the Premier League is the most likely destination, and then off the back of that, you've had other journalists kind of piggybacking it, saying that Chelsea and United have inquired about Donnarumma. The two clubs have expressed interest in recent days, but at the moment there aren't any concrete discussions as no formal talks have begun. So they're looking at it, they're assessing it, they're monitoring it, all the usual shit that you hear in the transfer window. The question is, Sam, for you, and I'll throw it back to you, how can you miss out on an opportunity like this? We've just been speaking about it, haven't we?
Yeah.
In the chat.
This is what's referred to as a market opportunity.
100%.
Like Lenny Yoro, another one, was very similar. Wasn't going to sign a new deal. Was available. Real Madrid was sniffing, but weren't going to pay the price. This is very similar. You got a top quality player who is in an age bracket that we're targeting. He's 26. Cunha's 26. Mbumo's 26. He's like that age. He's in a position that we desperately need because Onana, I don't think any of us are convinced by him. Bayinde, again, don't think any of us are convinced by him. Tom Heaton, he's probably going to retire next year. He signed a year extension. He's like 39. So again, he's not long term. So we need a goalie.
Yeah.
And 26 million. I don't know what his wages are. I've seen rumours it's £206,000, which, if true, I think is a doable wage for United. Absolutely. But it's just, if the wage demand is out of control, that might be an issue. But for 26 million euros for a keeper of his quality at his age, I don't think it's an opportunity you can afford to not be involved in. Even if you don't get him, you have to try. Like, you have to try.
Well, the main question was, this is kind of where we fell to at this point, because everyone's getting excited and everyone's like, Donnarumma, incredible keeper, one of the best in the world at the moment. But the reality of the situation is, when you look at our squad, it still needs trimming. So we've brought in Sesko and Mbumo Cunha. They're looking at Belieber as well. But it's all well good saying that, but you've also got, you know, Casemiro, Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno in the midfield. And then goalkeepers, you've got Heaton, Bayinde, and Onana. So really, in an ideal situation, you need to sell Andre Onana. And I have just simply not seen anything at all, apart from the early window, I think it was, with Saudi, wasn't it? Who's the kind of rumours. But even I think that was kind of put to bed and people were saying it's kind of bullshit. So I think he wants to stay as well. You've seen quotes coming out from him. I think he's just bought a house or something. In his mind, he's absolutely staying at Man United, and I don't see any interest for Onana. So in a world, are they ever going to have Donnarumma and Onana in the same team? Well, I just can't see it.
It's the thing is, it is basically, if you do get him in, it's a message to Onana that he's going to start. So it might be in your best interest to go elsewhere, because if he ends up pushing him out, or we find a route out for Bayinde, he goes somewhere, and then we basically say to them to look between Onana and Donnarumma, like, you two compete for number one spot, and whoever sort of wins out ends up being number one. And I imagine Donnarumma wins that battle, and Onana then decides next summer, I'm not going to be number one, I need to move on. And then maybe next year, Sen Lemen's still available, and we can go get him. He becomes your backup, and the pieces all fall into place. Obviously, that's the ideal situation. Whether that actually happens, I don't know. But it's interesting nonetheless. Like, United have been ruthless this summer. Like, we've been absolutely ruthless. Like, we'll touch on Hoyland. You touched on Hoyland yesterday with Shreyas.
Yeah.
Like they told him, yeah, you can leave, mate. Like we've got Sesko in now. That comment from Amarim as well. We've finally got a striker. Like he didn't get on the entire game. He was on the bench. We played with a false nine. Like the writing's on the wall, my friend. You need to go. Like we've excluded Garnacho, was excluded. Anthony was excluded. Rashford. Like we're brutal. So I think if we did bring Donnarumma, or Donnarumma's going to come in, I think we'd be brutal to the likes of Onana and Bayindir as well. Like I think we'll be honest.
Is it slightly different with a goalkeeper though in terms of being brutal? Because let's say you drop him from the squad like you would with Garnacho, for example,
yeah,
and you take him out of it. When you start the season, who then is going to be your number one?
Well, Donnarumma's your number one, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, in order to get Donnarumma, we need to get Onana off the books, right? To go to another club.
I don't know if it depends on like. I think we could get him in and then sell. I don't think we have to sell and then get him in. I think that would be a mistake. So I think the idea would be to get him in and then you try and push him out the door, which is what we've done with Højlund, haven't we? There was no mention of Højlund or anything. There was rumours and stuff like that. And then literally the day Sesko comes in, he's on the bench and Amorim makes that comment, which basically signals your time is up, lad. I think a similar thing.
The time is now.
A similar thing could happen with Donnarumma. He comes in and then literally the next day, Amorim might just say, yeah, finally got a goalkeeper who's good with the distribution. His shot stop is fantastic. It's amazing. And then the message gets to Onana, yeah, you need to go, mate. Like, you have to go.
It also was a risk in itself, though, innit? You know what I mean? Because they could just stay. Højlund and Onana both have a contract that United absolutely have to honour for the next 2-3 years, whatever it is. I think Onana's on 120k a week. Don't know what Rasmus is on. Can't be that much. But in an ideal world, you would loan both.
Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about the credit facility and finances in a minute as well. But just to finish off on this Donnarumma situation, Nathan's just put in the chat there, if Chelsea's involved, I think he'll go there, just in my opinion. I think Chelsea out of the blue in, call it a week's time, 10 days' time, something like that. I think it's going to be just like that. Click. Chelsea interested, registered, Donnarumma's coming in. There's no way Chelsea don't do this. Chelsea are interested in almost every single player across Europe, right?
Yeah.
And when they go for someone, they do it like that pretty quickly. Their goalkeeper is shit. I'm not asking what anyone says. I know they've got three.
All of their goalkeepers are shit.
All of them.
It's not just one.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
There's another kid there as well. I don't know who it is. They need someone of this caliber, and it stinks of a Chelsea signing. Gut feeling now, if you do percentage, the likelihood of going to United, likelihood of going to Chelsea.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards Chelsea. I'd probably be 65-35 towards Chelsea, I would say. That's probably where I'd be.
Why though? What pushes you towards that way?
I think they're just that, like you said, they're in desperate need of a goalkeeper, and the way they just go about their business, they just go, "We want this player, sick," and they go in and get him. And if it's a price point they're all right with, then they'll do it. Obviously, they walked away from Mannion, didn't they? Because they didn't like the price. So if it's a price point they're happy with, then I'm sure they'll go for it because they need a goalkeeper. And I'm sure they've got no problems with getting rid of one of their 50 goalkeepers they have at the club as well. Like, I'm sure that they'll be like, yeah, you can go. So it makes sense. There could also be a situation where nobody comes in for him because of, say, wage demands and stuff like that, and he ends up staying at PSG. Like, that could be a situation as well. So it's not totally out of the realm of possibility that he definitely goes to Chelsea. Like, I think they're in favour, but I think I could see a scenario where he stays as well.
Well, we also discussed in the chat, didn't we? We think perhaps both clubs are waiting to the end of the window, because what's the likelihood is if you go in for him now, PSG are asking for, was it £30 million? Euros, call it whatever you want. What's the likelihood that if you go in on the last day of the window or second to last day and you go, right, we'll have him, but we'll offer you 20 or 18, that they're going to accept that? Because they obviously don't want to keep him. I mean, going public about that, about a goalkeeper of his talent, that's going to piss him off. It's going to piss his agent off. And the relationship, as Romano touched on, is completely broken down. So it's, I wouldn't say it's a gamble from PSG, but equally, he could just stay at PSG and go, do you know what? I'm a free agent. I can choose my club next summer.
And I'll get a signing on bonus. I'll get a bigger wage.
Yeah.
Like I'll sit on the bench for a year. Like he's 26. It's not like he's like at the end of his career. Like he can take a year out. Like, I'm sure he's not asked. And they probably don't want him around on the bench either, to be honest with you. So he'll probably just get to sit home and chill and like take his time with it. So I'm sure he'll be all right with that. But I just think he seems like the type of player who wants to play and wants the best for himself, because there was a report, I think, as well, Ben Jacobs saying he offered to stay and fight for his place. But PSG was just like, nah, we don't want you. Like, you're out of the squad and stuff. And it's a similar thing to Højlund. Like, Højlund wants to stay and fight for his place, but clearly United want him gone.
Yeah.
Similar thing at PSG. So I think he'll have gotten the message now. He's been excluded from the squad, and he'll be actively looking for ways out and somewhere to go. So, yeah, it's not a likely scenario these days, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, I would say.
Right, let's talk about this credit facility then. We'll move on to the story from Laurie Whitwell and mention this on the Talk of the Devils podcast. Man United have extended their revolving credit facility. Something around 300 million is what they already had available to them. They dip into this every summer market and basically slap it on the credit card and pay it back when they had a bit of cash flow coming in. They've now got a wider berth on that. I don't know the exact figures. They've got more cash at their disposal via that method. Hearing that, Sam, does that not give you like a little bit of shivers, just knowing the money that was spent previously? I know it's slightly different now with the players we're bringing in, but there is a bit of element of, it's a bit risky, isn't it? Again, going to that credit facility.
They're putting it all on black, aren't they? Like, they are backing Amorim and buying these players to guarantee us Champions League or European football minimum next season, to then bring in that money, which then means we could pay back these kind of things and then obviously build the team up and then start winning stuff. Obviously, they're not going to wait. They're not waiting around for it, because what was it, 2028? They want to win a Premier League title by. Yeah. So with 3 seasons out of that, so that you have to take that risk now, don't you? Like, you can't afford to be like, I know 5 years, because if they want to do it by 2028, they need to do it now. So they look like they're trying to get all the ducks in a row this window, which I didn't expect them to do. I thought maybe we get 3-4 players, and then maybe next summer we'll get a couple more. But it seems like they're just going all out to get it done now, like Belieber, Donnarumma, then we've got a striker now. It seems like they're putting the risk out there, and it seems like all these cuts that they've made and Jobson's losses and players going out and stuff like that, it seems like it was to free up this credit facility maybe, so that they can spend and stuff like that. And obviously sales are only going to help with that. If Garnacho goes, Anthony goes, Malasic goes, Højlund goes, that'll only help with that facility, I imagine.
We are desperate to sell, aren't we? If we're being honest, like, we really need some of these players to go. And it's very quiet on the Anthony front. There was reports coming out before that Chelsea, there remains a valuation in the gap. Chelsea want to pay 30 million, and United are asking for 50. 30 million, that's an insult, that, isn't it, Sam? Didn't
Dewsbury Hall go for 25 to Everton?
Yeah. Well, Chelsea bought Dewsbury Hall for 35 as well.
They could get fucked. They can absolutely
outrageous
get fucked.
That.
Dewsbury Hall goes to Everton for 25 million. They sold him for 25 million. Insulting. They bought Madueke for 50. They sold Madueke for 51, 52. They can get fucked. They could get fucked with 30 million.
It's embarrassing, mate. Genuinely offering that kind of money. Nave saying, wait till he makes his wage demands and then we'll see, because it could be crazy in regards to Donnarumma. Offset Bully says, not watched in a while now. How are you both? United in for Belieber. I mentioned him as a Bruno replacement months ago. Very well, Offset Bullies. Thank you for asking. Sam, I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah. No, I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's good to see you. I don't remember your name. I apologise, but yeah, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, I recognise it. I've seen it, but not for a bit. William Fesher saying we need $1 billion. I think that's in regards to the credit facility. Yeah, look, it's a huge risk, because if they are doing this with the motion that, okay, we believe we can push back up to the top of the table and get European football. Right now, as it stands, I don't know how you feel, Sam. We did the big season preview the other day. Do you think we're going to get European football this season?
I don't think we'll get Champions League football at the point we're at now. Could we push for Europa League Conference? I think we could. I think we could push for that. Obviously, Belieber arrives and Donnarumma arrives, then all bets are off.
It's different.
God knows what we could do. Yeah. I think we could definitely challenge for a Europa League spot. I think that's doable. However, with the last season, it is a lot to ask in it. To make up 9 places, 8 places, it's a lot to ask, man. It's a lot to ask.
Agreed. Well, it starts off with the players that we've brought in, trying to get back into that competition. and Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko is our front three now. Simon Benjamin Sesko has been speaking to the media. I'm speaking to, I'd say more importantly, but to the Manchester United media with his first interview since signing for the club. He speaks about Zlatan, he speaks about his play style. We'll start with the play style because I think that was more kind of interesting to me. He was talking about himself like his best assets. He's ready to attack, spacing behind, crosses into the box, using his kind of physicality, hold-up play, all the kind of things that we want to hear from a striker, which Rasmus absolutely fails to do. But when you watch that game against Fiorentina the other day, you see the type of crosses that Mbeumo's putting into the box. Sesko's going to feed off them, innit?
Yeah, he was begging for just somebody to get on the end of that, wasn't it? Like, yeah. I think he put I think he got more chance creation than anybody in the squad, I believe. I think he created like 4 chances. I think 3 of them were crosses that he put into the box. Yeah. So if Sesko's all about headers, and he should be if he's 6'5", like if he's not getting headers, then...
and he's got a leap on top of that.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen the leap. Like, did he outleap Ronaldo or something? Like, there's a picture in there where he's like just above him. So yeah, those sort of crosses he'll eat up for days, hopefully. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to see that. And I put a picture up of his first training session, and literally 2 of the pictures are him in the air. So I imagine that he's quite comfortable up there.
It's talking about running in behind as well. You think about this Arsenal game that we've got coming up on the weekend. We know typically when whatever team plays against Arsenal, majority of the time, they keep hold of the ball and they will run it for the majority of the game, and you can hit them on the counter attack because you leave quite a bit of space in behind. I think straight away, and Mbeumo and Sesko as those threats in behind. If he does start, I don't know if he will. Do you think he will?
I mean, I don't know what there is to lose. Like, what do we lose by not putting him in there? Do you know what I mean?
Pressure,
unless I don't think he gives a shit about the pressure. I don't think he cares.
Who, Amorim or Sesko?
I mean, Sesko, I'm not sure about Amorim, but unless he's not fit, like we saw in Mbeumo, he did play for the first couple of games on pre-season, and he only played 30 minutes because he wasn't up to the fitness. So I don't know where Sesko's fitness is at. I don't know if he was training with the team. I know he was training away from the team once we started negotiations, but I don't know where his fitness is at. So is his fitness up to standard? If it is, cool. I'd chuck him in. Let's see what he's got. Obviously, if it's not and Amorim don't think he's ready, then we won't see him. Maybe we see him for 30 minutes off the bench at the end if we're looking to grab a goal. Like, what a way to announce yourself. Come off the bench and score the winner. Yeah. Like, that's a fantastic way to announce yourself.
Yeah, and we've had so many strikers who have done that in literally in the same fashion. So that'd be very interesting to see. I think he will just go with him straight from the start, me. I think the one thing is one of the first things he said after the Fiorentina game was we lacked a bit of a focal point to play into. We lacked something like a physical striker there to play off. And I think that's perfect for that Arsenal defence, mate. Put him in there, rattle the defenders. Saliba, Gabriel, a bit temperamental, and leave space for the others in behind as well. And you give yourself the option of just playing long to him. You know, if Arsenal press him really well, like...
If Onana can fucking find him, if he is playing.
That's what I mean. But we've had the other occasion, Sam, where they've tried playing out to Højlund, and even then, like, he just can't. He's awful in the air, and he's awful holding the ball.
It's the opposite. It's so weird. Like, Højlund's a big lad as well. Like, he's not small. He's 6'2", I think. Yeah, and he's a big lad. Big. And he can't jump for shit, and he can't fight a centre-back. Like, I don't understand. I really don't get it. It's so weird. Like, you look at his body type and you think, oh yeah, he's gonna fuck up a centre back, or he's gonna jump for balls. Just doesn't do
it. He speaks about strikers at United. Obviously, whenever you sign a player, I'm pretty sure the United media will brief the player before it and just say, look, we're going to ask you about some inspirations.
Mention this. Yeah.
We're going to mention these. Just say that any strikers from United, any top level striker. But he spoke about Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He said, since I've been small, I've been watching him, as I said already, like every single YouTube video that I can find, because he's just an amazing for me. We don't have the same, let's say, character, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because Zlatan's ego could get a bit much at times, couldn't it?
I mean, didn't he build a statue of him in his hometown in Sweden or something? I think so. Yeah. And I think he came out to it and stuff and he was just talking about like, this is nothing compared to the real Zlatan, but it's made of gold, so it'll make up. Like it's like, I mean, he backs up to be fair.
The lion comment as well. It said lions don't consume themselves from it because I'm a god.
Yeah, but lions don't consume themselves with the opinions of sheep. But I'm a god. So
something like that.
He's like Cantona, isn't he? He's like
yes.
He just has this arrogance and this just above everybody else like
Yeah.
attitude. Like it's bizarre.
Sorry, just very quickly. I think my camera might be thingying. So if you could just read some comments out, and then I'll just be 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds.
Offset bullies. We've done that one. Nathan, London Champions League squad. That's challenging. 80-20 Chelsea for me. Yeah, London is a big attraction for players, but so is Manchester. Like obviously Newcastle isn't because they're not able to attract anybody. Remember when Leeds did this? Yeah, that was off the back of, was it ITV Digital? Was that the thing with Monkey and stuff? Was that what it was? And then they went bankrupt. Yeah, I remember that. Does fifth get you Champions League this season? I think it depends how the English clubs do in Europe. I think that's what it is, the coefficient and stuff like that. Because last year because we ended up with a bunch of English clubs in the semis and then the finals and stuff, it gave us an extra place. So potentially fifth could be potentially. Offset Bullies, Sesko will cook. I agree, mate. I think he will be key to sort of how well we do this season because we've needed a striker for so long to be able to do the things we've been asking him to do. Ability to jump in the air, fight defenders, pace, finishing, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's definitely something we need. Peter Risdale destroyed Leeds, banking on the Champions League. Yeah, that was it. I remember that. And I think ITV Digital went bankrupt as well. I think they were a sponsor or a backer of Leeds. I think they went bankrupt, which didn't help them either. But yeah, I remember that as well, Peter Risdale. Yeah, there's been a lot of sort of chairmen, hasn't there, over the years with clubs who have just absolutely thrown them into the pits. I mean, look at United with Ed Woodward. Jesus Christ, we're still recovering from that nowadays. Like we used to have the days of David Gill, who kept the club running like clockwork, transfers, sales, all that sort of stuff. And then yeah, Ed Woodward just turned it into an absolute mess of things, didn't he? Dave said, I think Sesko starts. Lads are athletes and he'll be ready. Yeah, I hope he starts, man. I really do. I hope he starts because we need, like Aaron said, we need that front focal point, somebody to knock the ball into, hit the ball long, somebody to get on the end of those and Mbumo crosses, and somebody to sort of get on the end of things on a set piece and things like that. So I hope he starts, man. I really do, because I think that's something we've been missing. But we'll see what happens. We'll have the preview this week. Normally, I think we do it on a Thursday if we're playing Sunday. So yeah, we should have the preview on Thursday. So do come check that out. And me and Nick and whoever else will be talking about the Arsenal preview. Are we all sorted, Nick?
Yeah, I'm just starting out the angle, but we're okay now. I'm good to go.
All right, cool.
Right, I'm all right. Where was you at? What was you going on about?
One last comment. How do you feel about Højlund being told he can leave? I agree. Amorim will use Xerxes as a false nine and Cunha to Mbumo push through when the rest is Sesko, obviously. Yeah, what do you think about that, Nick? Højlund, like, being told he can leave. Do you think Xerxes will be used as a false nine? So Cunha and Mbumo put bomb on? And then obviously, when we don't do that, Sesko is going to be the focal point.
Yeah, I mentioned something even before preseason kind of kicked off as an idea for when we're getting a bit dominated in those kind of central areas, say when we play Arsenal, when we come up against Subamendi, Odegaard and Rice, having a body dropping in there. Now, Mason Mount started against Fiorentina, didn't he, as kind of the, I don't know, false nine, call it whatever you want, but started as one of those who was kind of leading the press, but can also drop back into the midfield to add up the numbers when needs be. So if Joshua Xerxes can fulfill that role and kind of create those overloads centrally if you can, then I think that will be beneficial to Mbumo and Cunha. But the one thing I'll say is they don't have that connection yet. They've not played any minutes at all, have they? So for things like that to develop, it's going to take a little bit. But I can see it working. I mean, Firmino, Mane and Salah worked, didn't it? But then there's a huge emphasis and demand on the wingers or inside tens, call it whatever you want, to deliver then, whether it's goals and assists, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to Harry Maguire's interview with Rio Ferdinand. I'm still conscious of this angle; it's doing my head in, but I'll read out the Harry Maguire stuff and then I'll sort my camera angle out. So, on the differences between playing for Manchester United and England, he says, I think there's more scrutiny on Manchester United just because more people in the country hate them, and that's a fact. Everyone in the Premier League dislikes Man United, and they don't want to see him do well. At England, everyone gets together. Do you think that's true? Do you think we're the most hated club in the Prem?
I mean, give me another one who you feel is more hated.
Arsenal are up there for sure.
I think people hate the fans for Arsenal, but I think as a team, I think United are the most hated team because of the success we've had. I think that's why we're hated. Like, I mean, there's a chant, hated, adored, never ignored. Like, there's been going around since I can remember. Like, we won everything there is to it. We ruined all these pundits, like you're seeing on TalkSport and Sky Sports and all that. We ruined their careers. That's why they hate United. Like Danny Murphy, Paul Merson, Graham Souness, maybe less Graham Souness because he was in the 70s, but Jamie O'Hara, like all those guys, we ruined their careers because they won fuck all because United was so dominant and beat them up every single week. And that's why they're so bitter. That's why they hate us. And I think that feeds down. The media feeds into the other people and stuff like that. Like, ask a Liverpool fan who they hate the most. Us. Ask a City fan. Us. Arsenal. Us. Chelsea. Probably Arsenal, I would say. Maybe. Newcastle fans. Us. Like, everybody hates us. And it's been that way since I can remember. And I like it. Like, I enjoy it, man. I really do.
It'll make the... when we do get back to the top of the mountain, even sweeter, won't it? Just to kind of shit back on everyone and hopefully sustain it for a long period. But we're in the darkness at the minute, in the shadows. He goes on and says, we've had players who signed here from Chelsea, Wanmat and Nemanja Matic, all of those boys. The size of the scrutiny and pressure at United they were speaking to me about, it's just a different league. It's a totally different scale. I think being in a good team is the most important thing as a defender. You can play in teams, and it doesn't matter how good you are as a defender. If you don't play in teams that are organised, balanced, presses well, you struggle as a defender, which that quote in itself I thought was interesting, Sam, because obviously he got the flack for a lot of the times when he was bad because, one, you're the captain, two, his individual performances anyway weren't great. But actually, when you look at the team as he's right, the past 6-7 years or whatever it's been since he's been here, the way they pressed, even under Ole, like when you had players like Rashford and Greenwood and these kind of players, like they're not dogs at the front, are they? Pressing as a collective, which then leaves space. And then you think about Ten Hag's era as well with the midfield situation. That doesn't help. So, yeah, I think he's right about that.
And his goalkeeper as well. Like, he's not had a decent goalkeeper behind him, like, for a while. Like, obviously, he was there with De Gea, but I think De Gea was on his decline at that point. Like, he was sort of coming into that era where he wasn't playing with a year every year. And then he's had Onana, which, again, less said about him, the better. Whereas you look at the previous defenders, Van der Sar, Schmeichel, two of the best goalkeepers to ever play the game. Like, of course, those defenders are going to be great. Like, they've got one of the best goalkeepers behind them. And you look at the midfield in front of Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs. Like, of course, they're going to be fucking good. And I look at the forward line, like likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just goes on and on and on. And then Maguire's playing with, like, I think the only time we had a decent midfield post Carrick was Ander Herrera, Pogba, and the Nemanja Matic. I think that was, and it didn't last long either. Like, it didn't last long at all. That was the only time and since then we've been screaming out for a decent fucking midfielder. We've not got one. We've never had one. He's been playing next to Lindelof, who, again, love Lindelof, and he's had periods where he's been great, but not the best defender. He's had Luke Shaw, who he just can't seem to play with at all. I don't know what it is. Them two together is just
which is weird, right?
Chaos.
Considering England internationals.
Yeah, but anytime they play together, it's just chaos, isn't it? Like, it just goes to shit. And I think he's always suited a back three system. Like at Leicester and England, they played in a back three, and he came to United back four, and he was just, for a while he was all right, and then he went to shit. I think he mentions that in the interview, doesn't he? He said he had 6 months where he fell apart.
That was going to be the next bit. They said. Yeah. He said, my toughest moment, I had a bad 6 months where everything I did was online and videos of me misplaced passes. I think it got to a stage where anything posted was for clicks, more or less. I can take constructive criticism from players or ex-players, but I think it got to a stage where it was all for clicks and follows and things like that. The toughest moment, personally, was probably when I got jeered at Scotland away, playing for England, coming on the pitch there. They probably thought it was a little bit of banter, but it got to a stage where it passed the mark of banter. That was the moment which really turned, and I had a lot of support, and people reached out to me. I was really appreciative of that. I think his main candidate being his mum, who was like blasting everyone on social media, wasn't there?
I remember that.
Yeah. But it is a journey, innit? You think you could, again, this is one that could almost be like a Netflix documentary on like this time at United. Can you imagine if, you know what, Amazon do the documentaries, which Amarin turned down? Had he been a part of that, like how much more it would have been blown up out of proportion, everything that was ongoing. Because everyone's human. I know he's a footballer, I know he gets paid a lot of money. But you have to admit, like, he was the most hated player on social media. You can't almost fathom what that would be like from just a normal human's perspective, right?
Yeah, I that's why I've always said I don't see the point of players being personally on social media. I don't see the benefit. There is zero benefit to a player. Like if you've got a PR team that runs it and posts like them, fine, do yeah, make your brand bigger, sponsorship deals, whatever. I get it. But if you're personally running that account and doing that, what is the benefit of that? What is the fucking benefit? Because 90% of the stuff you're getting is just abuse. Sometimes if you're a black player or you're from a player who's different ethnicity, you're getting racist abuse and the horrific things said about you. And if you had a bad game, your comments are just full of people calling you shit and stuff. Like, I don't see what the benefit is. Like, if I was a football player, I would not be on social media. I won't be on it. It just doesn't see the benefit. Like, we look at Garnacho at the minute, he got done with a vape and just abuse just being chucked at him, just all the way through. You're just like, what's the point? Like, what good comes from it? I really don't know.
By the way, could I just say on Garnacho as well, that kid cannot keep himself out of social media.
No.
He seems to love it.
He's addicted to it. He really is addicted to it.
Any opportunity that fucking kid gets to jump on and do something on social media, like little emojis, and like, we get it. You're waiting for a transfer. You don't want to be at United. We understand. You have to keep putting little cryptic fucking messages on your stories and stuff. Like
it's like most 19, 18, 20-year-olds. That's what they're about. They're all about social media, aren't they? Like they're on the phone just like this all day. Yeah. He's the same thing. He's just got a lot of money. Like that's the difference.
Right. Where did you get up to on the comments, Sam? Because I don't want to read the same ones.
I've done all the way up to Shakur. So Shakur I've not read out yet.
Okay. Hi, guys. Do you think we'll get Belieber deal over the line? As it stands right now, we've got, 19 days, probably 20, 21 days until the window finishes. Sam, gut instinct, Belieber, yes or no?
Gut instinct in a minute is no. However, if we sell in the next sort of 19 days, I might change my mind.
I think no. I don't think it. I think United are trying to get the jump on the deal. I think that's what we're reading. Because other clubs are going to come in for him when it gets to that point. Similar thing to Caicedo, and Brighton will get more money, and he's on a 3-year contract. Yeah. So, and typically we just can't sell players. We'll sell players towards the end of the window. I think we'll give it a good push. I think we'll put a bid in for him, just to look like we're trying. But I think that bid will probably be around the 80 million mark, and we'll get rejected. That's what I think is going to happen. So
yeah, I if we do get him, it's either going to be a massive bid, which is slightly worrying, or Brighton agreed to some deal, like some sort of deal, which I doubt they will do because they don't have to sell him. Like they don't need to sell him. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Sam. Pat May saying, if United get Belieber and Donnarumma this some transfer window, please make it happen. Do you think, where would that rank in transfer windows? Let's just play hypotheticals, okay? Man United signed Cunha and Mbumo, Sesko, Belieber, and Donnarumma. Yeah. Out of the windows, what clubs have done in the Prem, where would that rank for you?
I think it's near the top, isn't it? Like, we've addressed every single problem position that we said that we have. Goals, we've got a brand new forward line. Midfielder, got one of the best young midfielders in the country, possibly in Europe, and we've got him in, and he's 20, so he's still not even at his peak yet. And then we brought in one of the most experienced, best goalkeepers in Europe, has just won a Champions League, and he's still only 26, and he's been playing since he was 17, so he's got a wealth of experience, even though he's only 26. Like I think that's up there. Like obviously Liverpool have done really well, like with the players they've bought.
Would it be better than Liverpool's?
I don't know. I don't know. I think Liverpool are short of a centre back.
Yep.
I think if Liverpool go and get Gahey, that might be up there. That might be up
number
there.
one.
They've addressed everything else. Like they've got the wing backs in. They've got a 10 in inverts, and then they've got Ekitike, who looks excellent. Obviously, if they get Isaac, then it's just icing on the cake, isn't it? Yeah, it's just icing on the cake at that point.
But that I don't think that's happening now, the Isaac deal. I don't think it'll go through.
Yeah, they want 150, don't they? And Liverpool are not willing to entertain paying anywhere near that. So
not only just that, like the Newcastle can't get a replacement. Like a decent replacement, so that makes it even more difficult. So they're gonna have to reintegrate him back into the squad. But I think if they get those players, it's hard to argue with. Really, like that is an insane window.
City have had a good window, I think.
Yeah,
But they're selling well as well. Like, is it McAtee has gone to Forest for 20-something million?
Yeah.
Savinho's on the cards for Spurs for like 40, 45 or something like that.
Just gone on
Grealish
loan.
has gone on loan with his whole wage covered. Like, that's pretty good. And then they might go after Rodrigo, apparently, which, Jesus Christ, can you imagine? Can you imagine
Rodrigo,
that? Like,
Marmoush, Haaland.
That's scary. And Reinders as well. Like, that's fucking scary.
Rodri. Oh. Although I heard Rodri's injured again.
He's injured till after international break.
Yeah, so, which is, silver linings and all that, bit of positivity. Where would we rank it, people, if we're watching this live or later on? United's transfer window, if they get those 2 deals done, would you be happy with that business? And where do you think we'd finish in the league as well? Is another one I want to leave you with. Ali Williams joining us in the chat as a Real Red Ultra member, saying, evening, chaps. Good evening to you. I hope you're okay. Thank you very much for tuning in. You are a little bit late, though, because you're tuning in towards the end of the show. We put a poll up at the start of the show saying, where does Donnarumma end up? 61% of yous think Manchester United. 25% of yous think Chelsea. 11% of yous say stays at PSG. And 3% elsewhere, say in the chat. But no one's put in the chat, I don't think.
Yeah, nobody's. So you guys are quiet. Whoever said elsewhere, you've been quiet, so you've not put it in.
We have just had an update on Carlos Baliba. If you can call it an update.
Can I just get, is it Romano saying the same shit, but in a slightly different way?
Should I read it out?
Read it out. Go on.
Okay. Manchester United believe Carlos Baliba is keen on a move with personal terms, not expected to be an issue. Although a deal would be very difficult, United will, in caps, try to make it happen with new talks planned in the upcoming days. That's what he's put.
Yeah, it's the same shit he's already said. Okay.
I seen someone describe him. I was reading through Twitter before, Sam, you would have loved this. It was like regular post. It was going to your gran's for tea. And then it was like Romano type post. Excited to get the opportunity to walk through the door with this amazing lasagna and all this kind of thing. He is a hype man, isn't he? He really, really is for engagement.
It's literally like, if you go through his posts, he's had the same post and he's posted it about 8 times in 8 different ways. So he could, if you delete that, half his tweets are just irrelevant. Like, it's just ridiculous at this point. That's why I love Ornstein. He just comes in, here's the info, here's the scoop, boom, and he fucks off for like however many days or hours. And he comes back again with another one, boom, and then just fucks off again. Romano just seems like he's just typing all the time, just typing. Like, it's mad.
I see a few people jumping on the back of him now, fans. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's right. But do you think some of these journalists, because of how big of a profile they've got, some clubs have got them in the pocket a little bit? Do you think agents?
Yeah, like it's been widely reported that Greenwood's agent had Romano on the not on the payroll, so to speak,
manipulate him a little bit.
Had him like post positive stuff about Greenwood and like more news and influence on Greenwood. Obviously, he did a sort of sponsorship deal with Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, advertising the World Cup and stuff. Obviously, Rio got pulled into that as well. So nobody's above being bought or influenced and stuff like that. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. There's very few ethical journalists nowadays, isn't there? Where journalists they just come on, they give you the news, and it's reliable, and you just know that you can believe in it. There's very few of those at the minute, which is sad. So
Ornstein's to go. How long before he gets bought out?
I hope never. I hope he retires and he's got a clean bill and he's not involved in any sort of scandal. That would be nice.
Because integrity is important as a journalist, isn't it? Like, it's your only
all
thing
you
you've got, really. Credibility and integrity. And the main things. Once you lose that as a journalist, it's kind of like,
like Florian Plettenberg. He puts names on a board and then he just gets a dart and just chucks it and goes right in and then just types something. That's like,
it is horrendous, actually.
That's journalism.
When you look at, I mean, we've done it before, haven't we? The amount of players Florian Plettenberg has linked us with, it's fucking crazy. Now, he might actually be being briefed by agents saying, United are interested in him or monitoring him, or they've had a look at him, but they're not quite sure. That may be true. But honestly, go through, there's probably about 30 players that he's linked with it, and we haven't signed any of them. None of them.
Whereas they're probably briefing Ornstein the same thing, but he's going, I'm going to check this. And he's gone and checked it and found it and gone, this is bollocks.
Yeah.
So he's not posted it.
What was it? Sancho, wasn't it?
Juve, yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it.
Don't know what they're going on about.
That died. Like, that died straight away.
straight away. So, yeah, long live David Ornstein. I don't know how we got to that point, but this is the end of the show. We're on 23,330 subscribers, very, very close to 25k. If you are new and you're thinking about hitting that subscribe button, please do, and leave a like on the video for us as well.
Just,
check us.
A little bit of breaking news.
Oh,
Alejandro
again?
No. Alejandro's guard message to Manchester United. This is from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea, or I stay here and don't play football for 6 to 12 months.
Where's that?
MUFC MPB2.
Let me see.
Alice has just retweeted it.
MUFC MPB2.
Yeah.
Let me have a look. Garnacho's message to Manchester United, Chelsea. All right, stay here and don't play football for 6 to... Fucking cheeky bastard.
Such a dickhead.
I can't believe the nerve of this kid, me, honestly. I don't know who he fucking thinks he is. Genuinely.
Absolutely insane.
Or I don't play football for 6 to 12 months. You little fucking... Ugh. You little spoilt brat, mate. I've lost my fucking rag with him. I swear to God.
Can we make him work in the Carrington canteen for 6 to 12 months? Can we do that?
I can't believe the ego of the kid. Chelsea, or I stay here and not play. Well, fucking... I tell you what, please don't sell him now. I'm not even asked if we sell him. Please keep him in the under-21s training on his own and just fucking wasting away, because he is the most ungrateful fucking talent we've had for a long, long time. I can't believe the bollocks of the kid. Genuinely.
That's such a mad comment. It's like 19, 20 years old.
Putting a fucking a picture in an Aston Villa kit when you're a United player.
Yeah.
All the shit his brother puts on social media. I don't even know why Chelsea want to sign him. Genuinely. If you're looking at that, you think, oh, that's a problem. I don't want to sign that. Fuck that.
There must be a profit thing in their heads, because Chelsea only sign players to make money, don't they? Like, that's the only reason they sign players. So there must be an idea. If we could get him for a low enough price, we can then flip him for whatever price and get money out of it. That must be the only option.
Mate, that's made my blood boil. That. What an absolute little rat. Right, I'm going to go before we fucking lose it. Appreciate everyone, people watching. Keep an eye out on Instagram for reports on rats like that we just spoke on. You'll get by the minute updates. Same thing with TikTok and Twitter as well. Socials are popping off and we're pushing it on all four fronts. So appreciate everyone. Whether you're watching this live, like I said, or watch it later on, me and Sam will see you guys tomorrow. And keep an eye out for the Arsenal preview as well.